Yup, it's Chris.
And Ashley, and welcome back to our channel, Four Lives to Feel.
And today we're going to be talking about 7 summer vacation ideas.
Yes, and so it is time to get to planning. And you may have already planned, but even if you have, maybe this will give you some ideas of things to add to it or maybe take later on in the season. And so let's jump right in and give you some ideas.
All right, number 1, we have beach and lake vacations.
Yeah, so this one might seem pretty obvious, right? But, sometimes people think about, oh, I got to go to like a tropical island, but they don't think about, checking for beaches that are closer to home or even looking for options for lake. And so you can do this. This is really good for like if you have small kids, if you have teenagers, multi-generational families, because, there's something to do for everybody. You can just relax. You can take some jet skiing. You can take the jet ski out. You can do some surfing lessons or anything like that.
So with the beach and lake, I prefer beach.
He does.
I just don't like lakes. There's something about a lake that really freaks me out. It's like, oh, the water's so dark, you can't look through it. I just don't like it. So I prefer beaches. But the great thing I like about a beach or a lake vacation is that I love fishing. So you can obviously do that. But of course, you got the water sports. And sometimes you go on the lake and they'll have a blob or they'll have a lily pad on the back of like a
boat rental.
Pontoon boat.
Yeah.
You can rent boats and go out and explore the water a little bit. And we even took a boat out in the ocean when we went to Key West, which was our first time ever being on a boat. But it's fine; they have GPS, so as long as you stick to GPS.
First time you drove the boat, we had been on the boat plenty of times.
First time I drove the boat. Yeah, everybody has a learning experience, but you follow the GPS and you'll be all right. We're still here today, so that was an experience for sure. All right. So number 2.
It is national and state park adventure. So this is one that, if you're like an avid hiker or like camper or things like that, that you might be a little bit more adventurous as far as taking out your smaller children to do things like that. But this is something that we've kind of waited on a little bit. And so our little one, who is now 4, was walking a little bit more and like can kind of have a little bit more stamina. And so far we have only done one, I believe, Everglades National Park. Yeah, but I'm sure if I think I could probably come up with some others. But we have started planning a few trips to some others. And like I said, she's bigger now. So we're just really excited about it. Even considering ones that are just in Texas, we have not explored enough, right? So there's so much that you can do. So look forward to that content coming up.
Yes, and I will emphasize state parks also because you probably have way more state parks close to you than national parks. But state parks, they offer a great experience as well. I know there's a lot of them around us in the Houston area, especially if you start going up a little bit towards hill country.
Yeah.
There's some great rivers and just like some falls and springs. Sand dunes.
Yeah.
I think we actually did go to one state park when we went near San Antonio. They had I think it's the caverns or caves.
Oh, yeah.
So we have done that. Yeah. So I would definitely think if you want to try something local and close to you, definitely check out some state parks in your area.
Yeah, absolutely. So number 3?
Number
3, road trip, which is my thing all day.
And I don't like road trips because I do not enjoy driving for long periods of time.
He does not. And I say I love road trips. Really, I like road trips that I'm riding in because he does all the driving, which is probably why he doesn't like them. And I just sit there and chit chat and probably get on his nerves a little bit. Just a little bit.
Probably. But I will say the thing about road trips, or the thing you should do when you do road trips, don't just pick a destination that's 10 hours away and you have no stops along the way.
Yeah.
When you're on the road, you're going to pass a lot of cool things. It's always better to me to break up a trip. If you go 2 or 3 hours, you hit a destination and then you stay there for a few hours and then drive another couple, 2 or 3 hours. It like I said, it helps break up the trip, but you also get more experiences out of your time as well.
And they do have, if you need help, like planning, of course, we'll share our ideas as far as planning them, but there are lots and lots of options online. If you kind of look up, family-friendly road trips, road trips that you must do before your kids are grown. One of my faves so far that we've done is that we flew to Miami and did the Miami to Key West road trip. So we went over like the 7 Mile Bridge that was like all over the ocean. You know, we stopped at different beaches. You had some key lime pie. I mean, it was just a really good trip. And so if you want that itinerary, we can definitely share it because I have a lot of hot spots. And that's when we also rented the boat and this guy drove us around in the ocean, which was actually a lot of fun.
That's also when we went to the Everglades. And
yeah, it was. Yeah.
Taking an airboat tour and being able to see some alligator nests and things like that.
So combining some of those things all in one was really good. And so I think my favorite thing about road trips too is that if you choose to cut off the technology, it just allows you to play all these like old school, road trip games. And so we'll play I Spy, we'll look at license plates. We'll like cut on music and blast it and sing at the top of our lungs. The kids are coloring and laughing and giggling. And to me, that's where we make some of our best memories. So I really, really like a good road trip.
Number 4, visit zoos and aquariums.
Yes. And so this is another big search that you can use to kind of plan a whole trip around. So if you kind of look up some of the best zoos, some of the best aquariums for kids, like in the country or out of the country, if that's what you want to do, usually you can find, a major city or wherever it is, you can find a lot of other child-friendly activities or just family-friendly things that you want to do in that area. And so one of our kiddos is animal obsessed. And so we try to make sure we incorporate animals in almost every trip for him. And so this is, of course, the perfect way to plan one of those.
And I say we have been to aquariums and zoos all over the country.
We have.
It's an easy stop to make. Pretty much every city of any reasonable size has a zoo or an aquarium. I mean, we've gone to aquariums on Coney Island in New York, and we've gone all the way to San Diego Zoo.
Yeah.
And we've gone down to Miami and Tampa Zoo, and of course our local zoo in Houston. So your aquariums and zoos always offer a great experience. And even though you've been to a zoo or an aquarium before, they all are a little bit different and unique. And sometimes they have a unique animal or fish that is unique to their zoo or aquarium that you wouldn't see at some of the previous ones you've gone to. So it's always good to check out zoos and aquariums on a vacation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And number 5 is this guy's favorite.
Number 5 is my favorite. I love it. And number 5 is cruises.
If he could cruise once a month, we would be cruising once a month.
Definitely. I love living in Houston.
Yeah.
We are very close to the Galveston Cruise Terminal. It's only about an hour drive.
Yes.
I love it.
And so cruising is, all inclusive, it has something for everybody. It has children's clubs. You can send the kids off to Camp Ocean or whatever, cruise you go on, whatever the kids club is called, so that the adults can have some adult time. There's drink packages. There's, pools. It's an easy way to get from one destination to another and explore a lot of different places all in one.
And you have your shows. You have your swimming pools, your hot tubs. You have your casino.
Oh.
Get trouble in there. But it's enjoyable. You have so many things on a cruise. And that's not even to mention whatever theme type of things you have on cruises. I know one of the last cruises we went on, they had a whole Dr. Seuss experience where we ate green eggs and ham. They had dress up. I think we went at Christmas time, so they had like ugly sweater contests. It was always something to do on a cruise. And it's one of the reasons why it's my favorite. You have a variety of food for those picky eaters. No, you don't want to eat that? All right, let's go over here and eat this.
Which saves the day with our oldest kid.
Yes, definitely does. And she already talked about the drink packages. Definitely got experience in some drinks. And it's a great time. If you get a drink package to try a drink you probably usually wouldn't try. Because you have, well, at least on the Carmel, you got another 14 you can take advantage of. So if you got to waste one to try something out, it's a great time to try it on a cruise.
For sure. For sure.
All right, number 6.
Yes, number 6 is
theme and water parks.
So we do a lot of indoor water parks, especially because you don't have to depend on the weather to be okay. And then we want you to think beyond Disney, right? We love Disney. So let me not let you think that I'm throwing shade on Disney because we have been umpteen times, right? But you also want to look at other theme parks, some of the smaller ones. So, they have like the Peppa Pig land, and you have your Lego lands, if you try to visit all of those, that will kind of take care of a lot of major cities on its own. And so we want to make sure that you kind of incorporate and think about other options when it comes to these. We love Kalahari. I will say one of the most recent indoor water parks that we went to was Camelback, which was a fabulous discovery because we went skiing. So it's a ski in, ski out resort. And then you come in and then the temperature is 85 degrees. It has an indoor water park. So you can have kind of the best of both worlds.
Yes, and I'll say the good thing about going somewhere like Camelback or Kalahari or Great Wolf is the fact that it's not just a water park.
Mhm.
They have so many things to do in there. I know Kalahari specifically has an arcade. It has escape rooms, bowling alleys, climbing walls,
Zip line.
laser tag, zip lines. There's so many things to do in some of these larger indoor water parks now. It is crazy. You can always find something to do. And they usually have good food options there as well. There are a variety of restaurants in there. So again, for those picky eaters, you got a lot of options to choose from when you go there.
Mm-hmm. A lot of these indoor water parks are also kind of considered resorts. Some are all inclusive, some are not. And so it's also just a way to kind of expand and explore different resorts and different things like that as well.
So, and our last but not least is number 7, and you can choose a staycation.
Yes. And so, sometimes people will say, well, what if we can't afford to do all this travel? How can we still experience some of these things, still give our kids some of the reasons why, you want to travel with them? You can do things in your area 100%. And so we have been guilty of not exploring Houston well enough, and we have started trying to do that a lot more. And so, we go to shows that come in town that are not here forever. We go to pop-ups, like pop-up restaurants, pop-up experiences, immersive experiences. And then we've even done some little like staycation overnights. We did kind of a couples one. And then like we did one that was local to Margaritaville, which wasn't far away. And so I would say, just explore your local parks, see what movies are coming. You can do all kind of things to make, your vacation still feel like you're not quite at home.
And when you're doing your staycation, it's a great time, even if it's a city that you grew up in, to re-explore experiences that maybe you experienced as a child and introduce your kids to those things. Visit museums, visit gardens, especially like around Christmas time. A lot of your gardens and zoos and things like that, they have their Christmas lights. Check out arcades. We went to an arcade recently. Just go out and try different things around your city. And if you're not confident or you're not sure what's there, Google is your best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Even local parks.
Our channel is your best friend.
Oh, yeah. Definitely if you're in the Houston area, you can check this out for sure.
Yeah.
So that wraps up our 7 ideas for our summer vacation. Mm-hmm. And we hope you got some ideas, got some inspiration for maybe what you're going to do this summer. Be sure to stay tuned to what we do this summer on our channel, 4 Lives to Feel. We're going to bring you those vlogs.
Yes. And so are you ready to get your feel?
I know I am.
All right, come back. Peace.